Hey guys, welcome back. And today's episode is going to be a little bit different. Today's episode, welcome back to another DNA Studios Extras. Now, this is an extra video because this is not something we normally cover, at least. I may do a couple more of these if you guys like this. I've done actually something similar to this not that long ago, actually, I'm sorry. That was on magazine stuff like that. But I want to do another one because I found another really cool magazine. And I'm sorry if I sound a little bit weird. My sinuses have been giving me trouble all this week. Kind of got some allergies. Don't worry, I'm not sick. I don't have COVID. I took a COVID test. I do not have COVID, and I'm okay. I just have a little bit of allergies, but I'm fine. So yeah, no need to worry about that. I am okay. But anyway, like I said, today's episode is a little different. So yeah, without ado, let's get into this. And welcome to if you're new here, if you've never watched one of these extra episodes, this is where we touch other topics other than just anime, and we do other stuff like sometimes there's magazines, sometimes there's video games, sometimes there's all kinds of other cool stuff. So yeah. Anyway, without ado, my name is Aaron. I am your host, and I am also one of the founders of DNA Anime Blog, and also DNA Studios, which is our YouTube channel here. So yeah, anyway, let's get into this. So today's DNA Studios Extras episode is actually this. I actually picked up another one of these Manga Ultimate Guide magazines, the Ultimate Guide to Manga and Anime. And the reason for that is because I wanted to do a little bit of thing about manga, and I haven't done anything on manga recently. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. Yes, we don't have a physical Shonen Jump magazine, for those of you who remember the physical Shonen Jump magazines, but you do have this, and this magazine does have actually a lot of cool stuff in it. There is a whole thing on Akira Toriyama in here, and they do have some really cool articles and stuff in here, which talk about anime, manga, and like some of the classics. As well as like some of the big things that have been going on, some of the big shows and big stuff that's been going on in anime. As well as also the other thing that it has, which is really cool, is it also has little like bits and pieces, and some of the articles tell you about some of the artists and like some of the people behind all of your favorite anime, which I thought was really, really cool. And I don't know that much about some of the original creators. I have looked up some of them, but not all of them. So looking at some of the cool things that going behind the scenes and seeing what the magazine has to offer is like really awesome. Like there's stuff on Transformers in here. There's stuff on everything in here, and it's really, really cool to see some of the really cool like just kind of background information that they put in here. Also, I like the kind of the back where they put all the in the cover. This is like the closest thing I think you could probably get to Shonen Jump now without doing the digital. If you do digital manga, then you are reading Shonen Jump. For like $2, you can go on Viz's app and you can read the Shonen Jump magazine. Which, look, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. That's cool, and you can do that if you're into that. But if you really do want a physical book or whatever, or if you're looking for like a magazine, this is really awesome. And like I said, they don't do these often. I don't know how often they come out, and I'm not sure who the publisher or who the person is who designs or like lays out these magazines. But they do have a lot of really cool stuff, and usually the latest anime or the latest stuff that comes out is usually in these. And they give you kind of a first look, as well as like some really cool artwork. Like there's a huge One Piece thing in here. If you're a One Piece fan, you'll like this. There's a huge page with some really cool artwork and like just really awesome stuff. And then, like I said, there's a lot of cool stuff on Dragon Ball Z and a lot of really cool, as well as figures. They do have some of the anime figures, and also Pokemon is in here. So, and there is something about Shonen Jump actually, which is kind of cool. They have like a throwback to Shonen Jump back in the day, which they actually show Shonen Jump, one of the, I think, Shonen Jump magazines, or at least One Piece, which used to be in Shonen Jump and still is, I believe. But they do have like figures, and they show figures and like cool stuff about stuff. There is a big thing about Pokemon if you're into that. So yeah, Teen Titans is in here. So yeah, they do a really good summary about, kind of a little bit of everything. They do throwbacks. And the artwork in here is really cool. It's not all manga, like Shonen Jump used to be, where you could read the actual manga, but it is really cool to read about the history behind some of it, as well as learn about your favorite creators and some of the people behind some of the greatest shows ever made, some of the greatest anime ever made. Like I said, there's a really cool thing about Akira Toriyama, which I really thought was cool, as well as as well as Inuyasha and a lot of the other like really well-known Japanese artists and manga creators. So like, here's the thing on Akira Toriyama, which is really awesome. There's a whole thing about Akira Toriyama, which is cool, as well as some of the famous things. And there's also other artists who have done other stuff, which is really, really awesome. So yeah, if you guys have seen this, or if you guys are into this, definitely check it out. It's really, really cool. So yeah, so that's just a little bit about some of the, so there's other artist and like some of the stuff he's done, and there's a statue of everything. So yeah, it's really awesome, guys. So yeah, if you're looking for something different, or like say you're someone who maybe you're walking, like maybe you're not near a comic book store, or you don't live near a comic book store, but maybe you're walking like in a grocery store or something, and you see a magazine like this, really cool thing to pick up. Definitely pick up one of these, and see what you think. Me personally, I actually am going to try to start reading digital manga. I was not on the bandwagon at first, and I still kind of prefer a book more, but to be honest with you guys, the amount of volume that you can read, and also how quickly you can get updated with the digital stuff, does have its advantages to doing digital. So I can understand why a lot of people for $2 would go the digital route. But I did want to touch just a little bit about this guy. Now this book, I don't know, like I said, I don't know how often they're put out, but you can find them. You have to look a little hard because they're not always on manga. Sometimes it's about other things. Like sometimes they have magazines on sports. Sometimes they have magazines on like other stuff. But if you look in your grocery store, sometimes it's like near your checkout aisle, or sometimes it is like back where they have like a magazine section there. And sometimes you can find these. And a lot of times they have like gaming magazines. I happen to find this one. They're not cheap. I think they're about like $14 or so. So they're not cheap, but they are really cool, and they do offer a lot of information. This is probably like the closest thing you get to like, you can find, I think at Micro Center, you can find like the otaku magazines and stuff like that, which are cool, and they do have a lot in them. But this kind of has like it's like more of a story and more of like a background kind of thing, where if you're not familiar with, or if you're just getting into anime or manga, or say you're just getting into pop culture, this is great for that, because it does have like small stories, and then it's not like, there's a couple paragraphs in here about Akira Toriyama and like other creators. It gives you like a good background, and that's why I picked him up, and why I am doing this. Also, because you don't see a whole lot of magazines these days. Back when Shonen Jump was around, the magazines there's a pretty hefty magazine. This is not a very very thick magazine, I should say, like Shonen Jump, where Shonen Jump was mostly manga. So this is very thin, and if maybe you don't have access to, or maybe you can't afford to do digital manga, or maybe you don't have a device that can do digital manga, or maybe you don't want to do digital manga, this is another way to read about your favorite creators and kind of still stay up to date without having to maybe buy a whole lot of manga books, or whatever, or if you don't have room for them, or maybe if you do read digital manga, you still want to know what's going on. This is a good way to go. But yeah, I thought I'd check this out and show you guys a little bit about it. I wish I knew who puts this out. I don't know who puts this magazine out exactly. But like I said, I do like the artwork. And also, if you're someone who is like, so if you're someone who's a 90s kid like me, right? You will appreciate this, because in here, now they don't specifically say this in here, but it used to be that when anime was getting started, they used to call it Japanimation, right? Well, there is a little article about Japanese cartoons. I don't think they specifically mentioned it in here, but they do mention about Japanese manga, and also how Japanese anime got started, and how it grew to be larger than some of the biggest franchises ever. Like how some of it has actually gotten bigger than Star Wars and bigger than a lot of stuff. And this is that article, which is really cool. I thought that was really cool how they show and they talk about stuff. So yeah, if you guys are looking for like more history and stuff, definitely check this out. Shonen Jump didn't do a lot of this kind of stuff. Shonen Jump mostly focused on just manga, and look, that's not a bad thing. A lot of people like to read manga. Oh, nice. There's also a coverage for if you're a classic fan, maybe you're looking at Bleach, or maybe you're a Fully Cooley fan, right? There's Fully Cooley, there's Sword Art, they do a coverage. There's a mention on Bleach right there, and a lot of other cool stuff in here. So there's kind of something in here for every kind of fan. If you're a fan of, no matter what you're a fan of. Yeah, I kind of like it. It's kind of one of those all-around things. And like I said before, Shonen really did a lot of Bleach. They didn't really cover movies or stuff like that, and other side facts. Once in a while they did. They had like a piece on Toriyama, but not very often. But this has kind of everything from every year, which is kind of cool. And like from a lot of New Year's and stuff about Toei and stuff like that. If you're a Toei fan, I myself am a little angry with Toei, but there's nothing I can do about that. Toei, I'm sorry, I'm a little mad at you. Anyway, so yeah, it's really, really cool. It's very well put together. Whoever is doing this, whoever put this magazine together, shout outs to you, because this is really awesome, and it's something that I'd like to see keep going. Hey, Shonen Jump or Viz Media, if you're watching, maybe you guys should get in on this, or hey, if you're planning on doing a small magazine, like definitely this would be like a cool thing to something similar, or maybe just something different. Maybe just a small magazine of just manga would be cool. But yeah, this is really cool, guys. I picked this up and I just wanted to show you guys. There is other options, and you can, if you're just starting out, or maybe you know nothing about anime or nothing about Japan, or maybe you're new to this. Definitely try this. It's really cool. And I seem to really like it. So yeah, guys, I will, hopefully guys, you like this content. If you like this, please do get subscribed. Yeah, tell me what you think. If you've checked these out, if you've ever checked this out, or if you've ever picked up one of these, let me know what you guys think. Yeah, with that, I hope that, oh, and also, if you have not already, please do, where's my button here? Please do, and subscribe, because there's more. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, watch some of our other content. We have a ton of other content up on our site here. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.